So this next matchup, I'm curious about because I don't think you've seen one of the movies.
I fixed that.
Oh, okay, okay.
How did you? So we go. Which skydiving sequence are we doing? It's the last one, right?
Yes, the one
So
where he jumps out without a
yeah.
parachute.
So we are doing the final skydiving scene in 1991's Point Break. Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze, where Keanu Reeves is super serious FBI agent Johnny Utah
Yep.
jumps out of a plane without a parachute.
Ex-quarterback Johnny Utah.
Yep. Taking on the heist sequence from the Mission Impossible 1, which is the iconic stuff of, Cruise is hanging, and he's got to stay above, and he can't even, sweat on the floor or anything like that. The scene I posted does have a cut in between it, but it's to set up the scene, so I think
Okay.
I think that's more than fair, because I don't think that scene by itself necessarily is going to have a huge run. How did you score this?
I did 6-4 Mission Impossible.
I went 6-4 Point Break.
Ooh, okay.
So we have a tie here, so we got to deliberate. Here's what I love about Mission Impossible. It's kind of an anti-action scene where
Yeah.
you don't ramp it. All of the suspense is done. You can't have loud noises.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have big explosions. You can't have sweeping motions. You can't have a fight. None of the traditional elements are there.
That's what I love about it.
And I think it's super creative. And I really enjoy the elements of all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not crazy about the involvement of a rat being the crux of why the scene almost fails.
Oh no, I agree with that. That's
That one I'm
not
like,
great.
if you're gonna be working on Mission Impossible or the Impossible Mission Force or with them, you can't be afraid of rats.
Yeah, that's very true.
So that one wasn't crazy about it, but again, it's a masterfully executed scene, and it's all done very quietly, very reservedly. I would say this is the Jake the Snake Roberts of the tournament, where, if for pro wrestling fans out there, he never screamed. He never made big motions, but there's no wasted motion. There was no wasted word. He talked softly to draw you in. You had to pay attention to hear Jake speak, but when he did, he was mesmerizing. I would say that's similar in Mission Impossible. I just think it's hard to find the adrenaline rush that Point Break scene gives you, and I really like that.
I really do love this skydiving part. I love when he just grabs the gun and says, "Fuck it," and then just jumps out like it's
awesome.
And then I mean, you have to give kudos because it's really people jumping out of a real plane doing real skydiving stunts.
Yeah, exactly. It's awesome.
Most of the time it's the real actors doing the skydiving stunts.
Which is also fucking rad.
Yeah. Which
that scene starts with one of the best things ever, like you just said. Fuck it. just goes. And you're like,
yeah.
What? What are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, because really the scene is pretty simple.
Sure.
Honestly, in terms of concept, it's just guy jumps out of plane without parachute.
Yes.
It's a simple idea, but then when you actually think about it, it's like, it's pretty fucking crazy. Yeah.
It's fucking absurd, which is why I like it.
Yeah. I honestly, I'd be okay with going with Point Break. Because really, the only reason I chose Mission Impossible was because, like you said, yeah, it was a lot more unique. But in terms of if we're gonna go pure action, Point Break is very like exhilarating.
I think it's what your cup of tea is. This is a cup of tea matchup. This is not a quality matchup.
Yeah.
And also, all due respect to Point Break, which I fucking loved when I watched it last week. I don't know if I can argue it's a higher quality film than it's a good movie, but in a very late 80s, early 90s sense.
Yes.
I got the same feeling when I don't know what it is about Patrick Swayze movies. They get me, man. But
Patrick Swayze has so much charisma. He's great.
But that's what it is. It's a movie where it's likable characters and cool shit happens. But it's not a great movie.
Yeah.
But
I would completely agree.
But what's cool about it is fucking cool. It's fucking rad. And I think it goes to the cup of tea. If you're talking about what's a better made scene, I think it's Mission Impossible.
I would agree. It's a better constructed scene. It probably has... It definitely is more iconic.
Yes.
But if we're going to go on pure action, let's go Point Break.
I think you actually talked me out of it. I think let's go Mission Impossible.
Well,
it's
now
tough. It's now we're arguing each other. It's just... I think if a higher quality scene is Mission Impossible.
Okay.
It's gonna kill me because I just want to utter "fuck it" like forever.
Like, no, it is great. It's just, I guess it's do you want an adrenaline rush or do you want a suspenseful?
Right. What is your cup of tea? I think
Yeah.
In a tiebreaker situation, unless there's something that I just feel the need for, I think I'd probably go higher quality, icon status, things of that nature, and I think that leans Mission Impossible.
Okay.
As much as I just want to clip "fuck it" and just play it on loop all the time.
Yeah. And there to talk one more, there's a really great shot in the Point Break where it's the first part where he jumps out and he clearly has no parachute, and it's clearly Keanu Reeves jumping out of a plane.
Yeah.
And it's completely insane. Like, he's just straight up nose diving towards the ground without a parachute.
Yeah, that's...
Don't know how they pulled it off. I must have some stunt coordinator just following after him.
Apparently.
Some expert skydiver.
Keanu's awesome. It's just this year has been watching Keanu Reeves films, essentially.
Yeah. And there's another great shot where it's like a POV shot, and you actually see the cameraman's hand go out at the last second when he's just about to crash into Patrick Swayze. I don't know if you noticed it.
I gotta look again.
Like the last...
It's a movie. It's a movie that I know Ab's gonna like. So I watched it last week when she was gone, and I'm definitely just gonna be like, "Yo, you want to watch Point Break?" Because I'm down to watch it again right now. I don't care.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun. But we're gonna go Mission Impossible wins on the tiebreaker. Yeah. Closest matchup. I'm glad we got a tie. I'm glad that happened.
Yeah.
So, which is really unique and interesting, but fun nonetheless. So, fuck it to Point Break. You have unfortunately got the loose straw against Mission Impossible.